it made me grow up real quick, because I found out there were things going on that I had no idea. And there were individuals in the community involved that I had no idea. And it was an eye-opener. And once I understood how serious it was, you kind of grew up real quick. And I don't care whether you were 30 years old or 35 or whatever. It was a quick growing up process because of the nature of the crimes and the people that you were seeing, and the destruction of their lives through drugs and using these girls in these bars and getting them on drugs just so that they could go through prostitution, what they were doing, and just using people. I mean, it was disgusting what these individuals were doing.
Every one of our jury trials returned a guilty verdict. Every one of them returned maximum penalties.
I think in this area people thought government's going to be ineffective in trying to stop prostitution because it's always been here. The obscenity has always been here. But once they see that government can change that, then they say, hey, this stuff doesn't always have to be here. And then more and more people get interested in saying, let's get them moving and get it out of here. And then if they see the elected officials that are responsible for that not doing their job, those people are gone.
I think removing any of these sex-oriented businesses is a good thing, because Newport has cleaned up enormously.
The cleanup activities on these establishments, I feel, is what made Newport what it is today.
It's hard to put into words how you've seen the changes, but all you have to do is take a look at our riverfront, the association with Cincinnati, how we're treated more as an equal now in terms of our metropolitan area of Northern Kentucky, and the same thing with downstate. It's been a tremendous change in how we're viewed, not just a place where people came to get in trouble or to sow their wild oats or whatever it was. Instead, now we're a vibrant part of the state, and we're probably recognized as the leader in the state in terms of moving the economy forward. So I think we're all very proud of that in Northern Kentucky, those of us who've grown up around here.
You can't just sit back once you've had some success and think, well, the job's done and they're out of town and we're not going to have any more problems. When we prosecuted the Cinemax and the bookstore, we got rid of those businesses, but then you'd have a mom and pop business, video place, that would start selling videos, or video chains. Some of the larger video chains were selling obscene material, pornographic material, and we went after them. We prosecuted them, and we were successful in that too. So it's an ongoing battle. You can't rest for a minute. You need to be continually observant and look for the problems and try and shut them down before they get a foothold.
I think Northern Kentucky is a great place to live, and I think by example of Northern Kentucky, what has gone on, we have shown to the world that you can make a difference with citizen input, citizen action, getting in touch with your elected officials. We have high community standards, and we need to stay on that high road to community standards, and Northern Kentucky has done that. We need to keep it up.
Gina Bondick stepped into the role as an activist with an easy success.
I was in a video store with my 5-year-old and noticed on the shelves some tapes that obviously were pornographic. I found them very offensive. I approached the manager, didn't get much satisfaction there, so went home, called my county attorney. It was that simple. Next thing we know, they've looked into it, they're being brought into court, and the trial, the whole bit. And next thing you know, those tapes were removed from the shelf. So you can make a difference with just a phone call.
Kentucky-born Ohio resident Linda Prince found out how easy it is to get results when she was offended by an ad in the newspaper. She wrote a letter of complaint to the editor, who apologized, agreed with her position, and published her letter.
We can make a difference, even if it's only in a small area, and then we'll have what we all wish. Basically, we want as decent a society for our children and our grandchildren as we were raised in, and they certainly don't deserve less.
If anything catches her eye, she makes calls and writes letters to let people know how she feels about community standards.
And many of them may be thinking to themselves, that's okay for you to be involved in the battle against pornography, but I really don't feel called to fight pornography. But I would say to them, you may be surprised to hear this, I don't feel called to fight pornography either. Nor do I feel called to clean the toilets in my house. But when you consider the alternative, there's some things we just have to do.
The success and renewal in Northern Kentucky is a signpost to other communities. If the worst of the worst can turn from decadence to decency, so can your community. But it starts with you.
The cleanup of Northern Kentucky is a remarkable story. It should encourage you that no matter where you live or what the problems are, whether it's pornography, strip bars, material harm for the children, whatever, you can make a difference too. It only takes three things. It takes dedicated law enforcement, it takes committed elected officials, and it takes citizens who want to change things. We're here to help you at Citizens for Community Values. If you'd like to receive a packet of information from us, please call us at 888-274-2345 or write us at Citizens for Community Values, 11175 Reading Road, Suite 103, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45241. Thank you for watching, and I wish you well. You too can work and build a better and safer community.